It's such a privilege when someone puts their trust in you to create something bespoke. This client came to me because she was captivated by Japanese inspired art and gold leaf. Together, we entered into a thoughtful process that involved her desired color palette, a composition including iconic motifs like a crane, waves, and blossom, as well as her maximalist desire for pattern, layering, and texture. So here's the story of how I interpreted all of this and created this beautiful final piece. So the first thing I have to do is prepare the canvas to create a beautiful golden backdrop. And I'm using my favorite products, which is the Polyvine Metal Leaf size. And then I use a gold leaf, an imitation gold leaf by Barnabas Black Gold, which is perfect for the job and very reliable. Once you have left your size to go to the required state of tackiness, which I demonstrated with my tap test, now it's time to apply the gold leaf. And I find this process really satisfying and quite meditative when I've got a lovely big canvas to fill with gold. Oh, what a joy. If you'd like to know more about applying gold leaf, from start to finish, I have many tutorials on my website and I will link some for you at the end of the video. Brushing away excess gold leaf skewings from a canvas makes me so happy. You really need to give it a try. It's immensely satisfying. And look at this incredible result that you can get with imitation gold leaf. The most important thing is that you remember to seal and varnish it correctly, and then it will be a very durable and lasting piece of artwork. Slightly nervous at this stage because obviously we have, my client and I have worked out a rough idea of composition, but when it comes to translating it onto the large canvas, it takes an element of just being bold and just go for it. And what I tend to do is I draw my design with white acrylic paint or white gesso. I find they both work pretty much the same. And in the back of my mind, I'm not too stressed because I know that if I really make a horrendous mistake, I can cover it with some gold leaf. When it comes to really detailed things, like for example the crane, I've pre-drawn it and traced it so that I can actually transfer it onto the gold leaf. With birds, you really don't want to mess it up just by painting it on, whereas a tree with blossom is very loose and organic. I was really excited about including these waves into the composition. I've never actually incorporated waves into a sort of Asian inspired artwork before. So this is super exciting and I love the flow. So that is great. And when we looked at some early reference points, we realised that there were some artworks which had them lovely little textured areas onto the gold leaf. So I'm going back to my size, which is the glue, and I'm literally just going to sort of doodle on some little areas, and then I'm going to apply gold leaf flakes once I've let this go tacky for about an hour, and they're going to stick into those areas, and we're going to end up with these nice textured areas. So again, this is a new process for me, and I'm enjoying it so much. It's time to start applying some colour, and I'm using acrylic paint, and I use my paint with no water at all to try and get maximum opacity as soon as I lay it down. And it's just going to be a base coat, because acrylics really come to life once you start layering 2 to 3 layers. So it's incredibly time consuming and a labour of love, which I do absolutely love. Acrylics is such a fantastic paint medium. And then just deciding what sort of shades of blues and greens that I need for my waves, and checking with her to make sure that I'm, during the process, making sure that I'm getting the colours right and not veering off in a different direction from her vision. Because the most important thing is that throughout the whole process, that our visions are marrying up. This was another nervous moment, because we'd looked at all this inspiration of Japanese inspired wave art, which had a lot of individual elements and movement and lines. So I thought, why not just use a gold Posca pen to kind of map out some lines, and then if I'm happy with them, then I will be applying gold leaf onto them. If I was unhappy, I could just paint it out with acrylic. So for this process, I'm using my tiniest rigger brush, which you can use almost like a pen, and very painstakingly I am drawing with glue over every single line. Then I will leave it to go tacky, and then it will be time to apply the gold leaf, and hopefully we're going to end up with some gorgeously crisp gold leaf lines. Just to add more detail and texture in a very subtle way, I'm using a gold paint by C. Robeson, and I will link all of my favourite products in the description below. But they provide a gorgeous range of metallic paints in little jars, and they're very, very opaque, water-based, so nothing nasty that you have to deal with. And again, I'm using my rigger brush, and I am having so much fun painting these curves on top of the gold, and then in different lights it will show up to more or less depending on the light. So time to try and achieve those gorgeous golden curves throughout the waves. So I apply sheets of gold leaf, press it down, and then have an immense amount of fun brushing away the excess to reveal these crisp lines. And if anything goes wrong and part of it hasn't stuck, all I need to do is come back with my glue and create another line of glue. And as I brush them away, I'm thinking it looks so dramatic against those shades of teal and blue. Yeah, love it. I absolutely love painting birds, and what I like to do is just apply so many layers of acrylics that each time you apply different brush strokes, more layers of colour, just starts to become more and more alive, and we can get the texture of the wings. And I've added some gold elements into this bird. Obviously this one is a stylized bird, and I'm slightly making it up as I go along and trying to incorporate the colours that my client wanted for her palette. So that's been a slight challenge, but I'm actually really pleased with how it's turning out. So coming back to this concept of sort of maximalism, chucking it all in there, we decided to have some falling blossom into the waves, and I have stuck down some of my adhesive, and then I'm using some copper leaf to create these little blossoms that have fallen, and I'm just going to apply little daubs of colour as well. So now we come to a fairly boring part of the process, but absolutely essential. I'm going to use a brush-on varnish, and it's a decorator's varnish by Polyvine, and I use the gloss finish because I find that it retains the glow of the gold leaf absolutely. So what you want to do is use a large flat brush and try and have all your brush strokes going in the same direction, and just sort of, you know, finish each stroke off. You don't want thick globs of varnish. And it's slightly alarming because when it's wet, it's quite cloudy and streaky, but it dries to a perfect finish. And then I feel confident that I can send this little beauty out into the world on the plane, off to its new home. So I hope you've enjoyed the story of how this artwork came about, and bearing in mind that I am, in my mind, creating it entirely for another person and trying to incorporate all of her wishes. And I am thrilled to say that she absolutely loved this painting. And if you're interested in finding out more about how to commission an original artwork, I'm going to add some details in the description below and forward you to my website. And I'd love to hear from you, no matter how big or how small. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you again really soon.